What's up next, Grandpa?
Well, I figured I'd get some storyboards together on the evolution of wealth creation. Maybe showing how it's worked in the past is a good place to start planning the future. What do you think?
Let's see what that looks like before I answer. We really want to have a good handle on any communication problems we might have before we go too far with all this.
How's that, Simon?
Well, I know when I want Mama to take action, I gotta give her something she can use, not new stuff to think about for the future. Otherwise, she just says, "We'll see, Simon." I figure these leaders people are probably the same way.
Good point.
Yeah, I put enough things on her "we'll see" list to last me through high school.
We know that global growth is the key to getting us out of the huge flocking mess we have in society today. But something doesn't feel quite right. The story behind that basic idea seems incomplete. Things we always assumed about the relationship between economics, human happiness, and social cohesiveness don't seem to be true any longer. First, some of us believe that if we leave financial capital in the hands of people who already have it today, they'll create these things called jobs, and that those jobs will make us something we call happy. We also think it's a really bad idea to get in their way because it would slow them down from making us happy with jobs. But that happiness formula isn't working any longer. In fact, it stopped working around 1975, and it's gotten steadily worse since then. On the other hand, some of us believe that spreading wealth around to everyone is the one true happiness formula. And because financial capital isn't actually a living person, we aren't always convinced that it has our best interests at heart. So we want to regulate it. But we've been around the block more than once, trying to use forced equity and skepticism to bring equality. And it's done nothing to make us any happier than if we'd just let financial capital do its own thing.
Well, there's your trouble right there, Grandpa.
How's that?
You're trying to tell your audience they have a problem that they don't know that they have?
Huh?
Let's think this through, Grandpa. Half the people believe one thing and the other half believe something else. It might be my second grade math, but if 100% of these flockers believe something else, it doesn't sound like there's a lot of room left for you.
Well, the followership zone doesn't have anything to do with politics. But some people feel so powerless that they're suspicious that it does. That it's an evil plot by people who don't believe the things that they believe.
So half of these flockers think your stuff sounds like socialism, and the other half don't like it because it doesn't sound like socialism. Did I get that right?
Exactly, Simon.
Wow, you really do have a problem, Grandpa.
I'm glad that somebody finally appreciates that.
No, it's your John Travolta imitation. It's terrible.
You think the girls on the train are going to laugh at me, huh?
I don't have any film to back me up, Grandpa, but I'm pretty flocking sure they already do.
Yeah, I was afraid of that.
This was before Mama was born, right?
Yeah, sure was.
So where are the dragons and dinosaurs?
Them union extras ain't cheap, you know. So just what is happening to us, and what can we do about it? Well, it turns out that the real happiness formula depends on something we call social mobility. And that mobility happens when ordinary people create wealth together. But they need access to a form of capital to do that, just like any business needs it. In lesson number 2, we'll look at a short history of wealth creation to get a better understanding of the human happiness crisis we're facing today. That is, if we want to make a bigger contribution to our fellow citizens. But if we don't want to make that contribution, we can just keep flocking with them. There's a good living in that. And we all need to attend to ourselves first, before we can be much use to anyone else.
That's what we'd call food for thought, wasn't it, Grandpa?
Let's hope so.
I'm kind of getting a hang of this Grandpa speak thing.
Groovy, man.
I take that back.
Well, let's get down to the train. I'm sure the girls are lining up right now.
Stand alive. Stand alive.
Oh man, this is painful.
Nah, Simon. Chicks dig us. Trust me, they know about these things.